Bitcoin is now worth over $400,000 US per coin as a insurance policy on a basket of global fiats, okay? This is a dynamic measurement that changes as the spreads or the credit insurance premiums change on default for sovereign nations. The USA still the market only charges the USA 16 basis points per year, which is equivalent to $16,000 to insure $10 million of US Treasury debt. You can go all the way down the spectrum and not include Russia, but all the way to Turkey, where the probability of default is very meaningful. But you can accumulate all of these essential fiat risks. You can consolidate them. You get a value for Bitcoin as the most beautiful form of insurance against default on a basket of fiats. And one way I like to point out is, Max, you can essentially get the value of buying protection on the USA for about $1 trillion, and you get all the other fiats for free. And guess what? The value of Bitcoin is less than $500 billion, which means you buy Bitcoin today, you get default protection on the USA and all other fiat currencies for free. Wow, what a deal. Ship it in. People don't understand what a beautiful asset this is, and there is no counterparty risk. You are not buying this from long-term capital management. You're not buying it from a Lehman Brothers or a Bear Stearns, two insurance sellers who almost went bankrupt themselves. One of them did. Point is, Bitcoin has no counterparty risk, and you can get protection on fiat currencies all across the world. I think that, I've made some progress in convincing people that Bitcoin is insurance. It's a long volatility product. It is equivalent to owning default protection on a basket of sovereigns. If I was working at a hedge fund and pitching this a lot harder, like I did in my younger days, maybe I'd have more success. But right now, I'm just happy to spread it amongst the plebs, and it's sinking in. I guarantee you Ray Dalio gets this. Ray Dalio, though, needs to move billions and billions of dollars into Bitcoin, and he can't do it without moving the market. So, this is an incredibly cool concept. There are restrictions because Bitcoin is only still around a $600 billion asset, and Ray Dalio needs to buy about 600 billion of it. Okay. Do you think that wouldn't impact the price of Bitcoin? It's a bit of it's going to be sucking and blowing at the same time. Just understand, though, that this will permeate the common thinking on Wall Street with the help of guys like Fidelity, who is actually doing some pretty good work on Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Well, this is, Michael Burry from the Big Short fame. He's a hedge fund guy. He doesn't understand Bitcoin, obviously, because he's constantly trashing Bitcoin. If he understood it in these terms, he would be all over it, I would imagine, because
over time he'll get it. He is, he had one great trade in his life, and the rest of the time he's chasing the ambulances. Okay. I had the same trade on as Michael Burry at the hedge fund, and then we reversed it and actually made money, far more money on the upside than you do on the downside, meaning betting against it. He was wrong for so long. Okay. He was not a good risk manager. He just eventually got it right. Don't ever confuse a guy who gets the trade right versus being a good risk manager. Michael Burry is not a good risk manager. Okay. Very simply. Is he full of his own, drinking his own Gatorade or whatever? Maybe. Someday he will figure it out for what Bitcoin is as insurance on the fiat Ponzi that he made a lot of money on by being short, but he was short way too early. Okay. He did not manage that like a champ, not even close.
Talking about discounts to current price. What about MicroStrategy's stock? I mean, the Bitcoin on the books is worth more than the current price of the stock by, I believe, a significant factor. And they still have an ongoing enterprise software business, which you're getting for less than nothing.
Well, here's the funny thing. They got this, Wall Street has this idea in their mind that there's actually going to be a margin call at $21,000 per Bitcoin. Michael Saylor has gone out and defended that brilliantly. He might be the smartest financier on Wall Street, and he's not even a Wall Street financier, okay? He has arbed Wall Street 6 ways till Sunday with his convertible arb and the premium he actually essentially issued shares at over his all-time high. All the guys that got screwed were the convertible arb funds that were trying to get exposure to Bitcoin through the back door, okay? Because they couldn't hold it due to
you see, Michael Saylor screws Wall Street, whereas Mike Novogratz screws the little guy. Okay, that's the difference between those two guys.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race. You're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiplied with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dahn, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dahn.